Mr. Scott Sean White. We just listened to a fabulous set of music from you.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad that you're with us this evening and going to be updating us on everything that you've been up to and then some.
Yep.
Yeah. I know that you're doing a lot of writing in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that and how it got to be kind of a full-time thing for you.
I started going up there in January 2005. Made my first trip, and on the way back, I told my wife on the phone, I said, I think I need to come up here like once a month. She goes, yeah, I do too. So that's when that started, yeah. And so I've been going once or twice a month ever since. And in the last 2 years, I've been there 2 weeks every month.
Yeah.
As it was leading into being a full-time thing, and then when it became a full-time thing, I sold the band that I played in for 29 years, Professor D. I sold that a year ago, November.
Oh, wow.
And so...
I didn't know that you could have, like, ownership rights to a band.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Oh, it's a corporate wedding kind of band, and the band made a lot of money.
Yeah, the weddings pay well.
For a long time. So it was a regular business, and it was sellable, so...
Yeah. So for those of the songwriters and people that just really don't know exactly how the Nashville scene works, how did you go about getting your foot in the door and starting to write and co-write and be recognized for what you did?
Let's see. Let's make a long story short, because there's a lot that goes into that.
I'm sure.
It's Nashville is a different animal. It is. I like to tell people it's the Rome of country music. So all the big fish in little ponds go there as songwriters and artists and everything else to figure out if they're a big fish in a big pond.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing is it's the biggest concentration of the greatest songwriters in the world. And so first thing you got to do is learn how to write a country lyric. Mm-hmm. And you can't judge all that by what you hear on the radio.
So it's all country driven, or is it all kinds of genres?
At least what I do in Nashville, yes.
Okay.
Now, before I went to Nashville, I wrote and produced hip-hop and R&B for almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started going up there, I pretty much stopped all of that.
I can't see you doing hip-hop.
I know. It's
I
crazy.
can't imagine.
Everybody on this side of things can't believe that. And then when I first started writing country music and I was still in the band and going back and forth, everybody on that scene couldn't believe that I wrote country music. They're like, what? And but as far as getting your foot in the door in Nashville, one of the biggest pieces of advice I got early on was to get as many ears on your music as possible. So that's what I did. I took it to anybody that would listen, and I took some really bad songs to some people, man. I mean, really bad songs. But there was a few of them, a few folks that heard a song here and there that had a glimmer of hope in it. Like, hey, this guy might be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
And they would help me. And there was a couple of them that would take meetings with me every month that I was there and listen to whatever new stuff I had. And then slowly... somebody would say, okay, I want you to write with our writer, or I know this other writer, let's get you in the room with them. And then I'd go out to writers' nights and stuff and meet people. And Terry Jo Box and I, she's my main co-writer in Nashville. We got set up on a blind writing date by a mutual friend. He's like, hey, I think, y'all would write good together. And so she was right. We've been writing ever since. But so it happens a variety of ways. And then in 2006, I would accidentally write a really good song every now and then. That's how I like to describe it.
Listen to you.
No, really. Like, I didn't really have a clue what I was doing yet.
That's because you're the vessel and it was a gift.
On a daily basis. But I did that enough that I got a publishing deal in 2007.
Yay.
My first publishing deal. And before that, I had, I had interest from several different little companies and some big companies. But then I got the publishing deal, and then they went out of business 6 months later. I like to think I put them out of business is the way I like to tell the story. And then I just kept going and writing. Most of my co-writers were signed to publishing deals. And then I signed another publishing deal a couple of years ago with a guy named Steve Block, and it's just a lot of showing up. You know, if you don't live there, now that's a big thing. You know, it's a must be present to win town.
Yeah.
And there was just no way. Early on, it was because my kids were in high school, and you know, we weren't gonna pull them out of school. Plus,
Right.
Professor D was my main source of income, so we'd have to figure that out. And then the kids graduated and got married, and now, you know, logistically we could move there, but we have a grandbaby, and
Yeah.
my wife ain't
No.
leaving her, so I ain't mad at her. So we just trust in the Lord with the fact that I don't live there, and but
Thank
I'm there.
God you didn't
I'm
hear
there,
recently with
yeah.
the tornado that hit. Golly.
And I left that Friday right before that. I was
Wow.
there the week before, and all of my friends are okay, so that's awesome.
Good.
There was a couple of them that had some scary moments. One was holding on his toilet when his roof was ripped off the house.
Oh my.
Yeah, lost everything except his guitar and the clothes on his back.
And his
So
toilet.
I guess he was holding on to the toilet and his guitar. I'm thinking, because I'm like,
There's a song.
how do you have your guitar there, buddy? I understand the toilet part and the clothes,
Yeah.
but anyway, and but yeah, so you know, you either have to live there or you have to be there a lot.
Right.
And I've been there a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, everybody thinks I live there. They do.
I'm sure.
I'm
Well,
there so
2
much.
weeks. 2 weeks out every month. Yeah.
And even when I was there once a month, I mean, people, you know, still, it's like, hey, you know, how long you lived here now? I said, I don't. What? So
Now, does your wife work outside of the home, or is she?
yeah, she's
Yeah.
a county manager for a construction company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal. So she doesn't. She keeps busy while you're gone.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She does.
You apparently are going to be coming out with a new album. Rumor has it.
Coming out is a very strong word. I just started on it Saturday. Literally
You'll be
Saturday.
coming out with it sooner or later.
Yeah, later, much later. The CDs that I sell at gigs, I am here, but they're demos mostly of the demos we record in Nashville to pitch to McGraw and Chesney and all that.
Yeah.
And my co-writers are singing a bunch of them. I sing a few of them on that CD, but and a lot of those are they're all songs I'm proud of, but some of them are more commercial, I guess you would say, than
Right.
if I was making a record, what I would put on there.
So this is going to be all about Scott Shawn White on
This
this
is going to be a
album.
songwriter record.
Yeah.
You know, I don't.
Good.
I was thinking about that today, and that's part of what's gonna. It's gonna the reason I say it's gonna be a while is I'm gonna just produce it song by song, one at a time. I have to find a sound that fits my voice and the whole extravaganza. So I mean, I've produced, like I said, hip hop and R&B for a long time, and I've produced a bunch of the demos that are on there. But those are all aimed at, you know, we're aiming at Tim McGraw. Okay, cool. We're gonna go listen to some Tim McGraw stuff, and we're gonna produce it kind of like that. This
Right.
is my songs that mean something to me, my favorite songs. It's gonna be mostly ballads.
Hey,
and,
that's all right.
And I thank people like Travis Meadows and folks like that for putting out entire albums that are mostly ballads for kind of
Got to have that
opening
love-making music,
opening that
too.
door,
You know,
yeah.
that nice, mellow... Yeah, there you
so,
go.
yeah. But it's going to be fun. I know the musicians I'm going to use. There won't be any full band stuff on it. It'll all be pretty acoustic-based stuff, so...
That's nice.
Yeah.
You need that.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I look forward to getting an autographed copy when they come out.
cool. I'm probably going to do one song at a time, probably release one song at a time.
Yeah.
In today's marketplace, that's kind
I'll
of
wait
what
for the
happens.
album.
And then when I have 10, 11, or 12 together, I'll put it all out on
Yeah.
an album. But
There you
it'll be
go.
available before then. And the first song I started on is Dad's Garage and Mama's Kitchen.
Yeah, that's
So,
really a good song.
yeah.
Really good.
Thank you.
So, Professor D is no more.
Well, they're still around.
Oh, are they?
I'm just not running it. I sold it. to a
Okay.
company that runs bands like that. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So, do you and your wife, now that kids are grown and all that, do you have any big plans of travel or anything
Right
like
now,
that?
once a year, we go to the Key West Songwriters Festival.
Okay.
That's
have
our
you
big thing.
traveled internationally with your music at all?
No, I have not.
You need to.
I mean, Professor D went to Canada on a corporate gig years ago, but
No, I'm talking like England,
right.
Ireland.
Yeah.
You know, they love original
yeah.
music, and golly,
and that's
they
part of the
love
reason,
you.
like, I need an album with my voice on it and my songs. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Springboard you into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a great scene in Texas for it. I've started to do a bunch of house concerts and getting into more listening rooms like the Saxon Pub in Austin. Been playing there a few times in the last few months, which is awesome. It's kind of like the Bluebird Cafe
Oh,
of
yeah.
Austin, and so, but to really, solidify that, I need my own record with my own voice on it. So,
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to hear it.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Well, Mr. Scott Sean White, I can't tell you how much fun it has been with you here this evening, and
Thank
I
you.
look forward to
Me too.
hopefully hearing you and Art in here next year,
Yeah.
and we'll keep current with you and keep up with you and find out what's going on and have you back as often as we can, because we just love you.
Appreciate you.
You bet.
I love y'all too.
And thank you, everybody, for listening. Keep tuning in. You are in the music room.